Good morning, my friends. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I hope you're all having a great end to your week, or start to your week, depending on how you look at it. Probably end to the week. Come on, it's the weekend, right? Last day of the weekend. Hope everyone's hyped for Monday morning tomorrow. And if not, well, now's the time to make peace with that. Anyway, today we're doing some cozy puzzling. We're doing some cozy puzzle Sunday morning vibes. It's Obduction. Now, we had some great discussion in the YouTube comment section this week. So I will humbly present the new addition to Sunday morning puzzle time, the YouTube comment section. Love it. So, what do we have today? Now, I'll preface this by saying, I try and work through these runs as hint-free as possible, but I also can't pretend that I haven't seen these hints, right? So, for the benefit of, transparency in terms of viewership, in terms of, me actually working through these puzzles with you guys, I think it's important that we're all on the same page in terms of what I do and do not know going into each episode, right? I think that's probably it's kind of inevitable but I absolutely love that you guys are all so engaged with the playthrough that you want to comment on the videos, which is brilliant, and please don't stop doing that, right? I read every single comment. I try and reply to every single comment. It really I love the fact that you guys are so engaged with me working through this game, and and I really hope that continues on through Riven and through the other games that we're gonna play together. So let's have a look through the comments that we got on the last video. So Daniel Silverstone wrote that O is just west in French, so west, which is great insight from Daniel there. I think the leaflet with the phone number and help me or whatever it is pointing to the number letter mapping on the broken phone booth, I looked at the past VOD and it looked like real world T9 numbering in old text style. Quite possibly. We'll go check that out, sure. So there are two phone dial puzzles that we have, two phone dial locks, one of which is at the top of the tower. That's asking for a 6-digit code. The help me leaflet I think is the wrong number of digits, if I recall correctly. So maybe, but and I think we tried it in the phone booth, but we can certainly have another look at that because maybe I did it wrong. Drip Husx said a couple of very minor hints to avoid the clock tower issue. Now, for any viewers who don't know what the clock tower issue was, when we were playing Myst, the clock tower was the one puzzle that I had to look up the solution for. Slightly finicky controls in the clock tower, but yeah, if you've played Myst, you know what I mean. If you've not played Myst, I'll leave it there, but check out the Myst video. In fact, I'll put a card up in the top to my Myst playthrough. Loved that game. In fact, that game is the reason why we're playing this game, right? So the clock tower issue, one puzzle, because of finicky controls, I had to look up a solution for. So to avoid the clock tower issue, the device that activates the massive engine arms just has finicky controls. The handle rotates round to control the other arms. That's good to know. Thank you for that one. Under the direction of the first mayor, direction is the weird word here. As we said last episode, direction is kind of the key word. What kind of things deal with directions? What might be under those things? You've come tantalisingly close several times. Awkward controls at play here, perhaps. Also, there are very oblique phone hints to help you with how to input said password when you find hidden in and around the gas station. So, I would, having thought about this comment, I think that's probably the compass under the compass, maybe. We'll go and have a look at that. We've then got welcome to Kaptar. So we now know the name of this planet, Kaptar. Excellent. Diane Craft tells us to have a look at the lore, at some of the reading that's in Farley's house, and we can certainly have a little look at that. That's more for lore and backstory. I think we read through most of that stuff together. But yeah, good catch in spotting the Russian writing on the back of the Machine of Infinite Complexity. Love that name, the Machine of Infinite Complexity. Is that what the community calls it? I have also, courtesy of some of my friends in Serbia, got an appropriate mug for today. This is the Cyrillic alphabet in mug form. Will it help today? Probably not, because I don't really actually know how to pronounce any of these letters. But can't hurt, right? We've then got a hint at the bottom here. Good catch with spotting the Russian writing on the Machine of Infinite Complexity. I've seen players miss that too. Be sure to plug the entire phrase into your translator, not just one word at a time, or a visit back to the Russian sub might be helpful. So we'll have a look at that. Jeff Leck said, doing well, no spoilers here. The upper tower clue got me for a while too. Keep at it. The Kaptar puzzles will likely come to you soon, especially given some of the other comments. Eager for the next one. So those are the critical comments we had on the last video. So now that we're all sort of on the same page as to you know, what I know going into this episode, let's have a look at this machine here. I tell you what, yeah, when you walk, you really do walk slow, don't you? Let's have a look at this machine here, because if it is finicky controls, then there are certainly things that we can explore here. So that opens that one, but well, that just moves us out of here. Wow, okay, I know that it's got finicky controls and I'm still having trouble seeing it. There we go. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure I would have got that without a hint, actually. So, you can't see the motions that I'm having to do here. Now, this is interesting, right? Because on the sphere things, when you grab the sphere, it gives you a diegetic overlay. It's not quite diegetic, is it? It's kind of like a UI overlay that shows you a couple of translucent arrows to indicate that you need to move something up and down rather than just click on it. So that's missing here. But what you have to do, right, when you click on it, it engages and disengages. But what you have to do is you have to hold it and move the mouse down to get here, and up to get here, and left to get here, and down to get here. Yeah, there's not much to indicate that that's necessary. Well, let's just engage all of these arms, right? Oh, wait, no. Did I? No. Yeah, I'm just going to engage all of the arms. Let's just turn the whole machine on. I don't see any downside in doing that at this stage. Okay, everything is on. What is that doing for us? So that's going off down there. That's turning this, but not really doing very much here. This should have engaged the elevator over here. So let's check that that shortcut is now working. So this should... Yeah, a translucent overlay, just like this one, when you're expected to move things left and right rather than just click things. So that's weird. Is that just like a known thing in the community that I don't know. Yeah, it seems a little bit odd that specifically would be chosen to not have such an overlay on it. But here we go. that is a handy shortcut to get us to and from that area. Now, let's have a think about what we're trying to do. I think the first thing that would be interesting to do is, now that we have those other two arms on the machine running, let's see where those arms are going. Would be probably a good first step. Do you know what? I love the art design on this game, though. Like, these bridges in Kaptar just look so fierce, don't they? Like, these spikes here, there is no chance that this passes health and safety. Absolutely zero chance. Like, it feels so uninviting. Yet also just a little bit familiar, right? Because it's kind of metal pipes and meshes, and it almost looks almost human, but just not by enough, you know, to feel a little bit strange and a little bit other. Okay, looking then at our map. Right. Here's where the arms are going. The arms are going around here. We can't get past this without engaging this machine. But I wonder, now that the arms are running, is that machine able to run? Question. So, in my head at the moment, I've got all sorts of just Disney theme tunes going at the minute. So one of the things I am coming to realise, that as a father of a daughter, there's a lot of sing-song time now. And a lot of that sing-song time is kind of inevitably going to be a little bit of Disney. So I've been spending a bit of time doing some learning of my important Disney songs. The thing is, you can't really hum those songs on stream or on YouTube without undertaking a bit of a penalty, let's say. So I've got to be a little bit careful not to. But that's definitely sort of what's kind of humming its way through my head at the moment. But it's kind of interesting, right? You don't realise to what extent you actually don't know the words to these famous songs until you actually sit down and try and learn the words to those songs. I think favourite ones at the moment, Encanto, for sure. We're going to teleport over to the other side of the thing and see if, now that the machine is engaged, does that give us something to do with this machine over here. Because this machine is now on, and I don't think it was on before. So is there now something we can do? Oh, yes there is. Here we go. So Encanto's a favourite, right? Aladdin, of course. Beauty and the Beast, right? Those songs are hard to remember. Yeah, Beauty and the Beast has got some hard songs in it for sure. And I'm not really sure why. Like, a music theorist could probably say, That's interesting. So is all that is a shortcut, right? That hasn't actually opened anything for us. Because we were already up here anyway. So what's the point? Oh, okay, right. More thinking needed. Wait. Huh? What happened to the anchor? What happened to the anchor? There was definitely an anchor in the way over here, right? Did moving that move the anchor? Somehow. The anchor is attached to the lower chain. The anchor's attached to the lower chain, and the lower chain must have moved in a contrary direction. So that's why the anchor's gone. Does the anchor now do something over at the other end? Is kind of an interesting question. Maybe not, but what we definitely do now have open is we have a path open over here. However we get to that. I can't remember. Here we go. Wait, hang on. Is this how we get to that? Might be. Okay. Great. So that has moved the anchor. So now we have a new area to look at. Ba-ba-dum-bum-bum. We have got a lift here, which not sure if we can take that up, in honesty. That's weird. A half-finished. That looks like a half-finished sphere teleporter device, doesn't it? It's very strange because it seems to have teleported like a small shell but not an entire sphere. Or the sphere has become offset slightly in some way. Well, let's see if we end up down there to have a look. Okay, going to the left. Okay, we've got a sphere here. And a path upward. So looking at our map. Okay. Looking at our map currently, we are through here now. Okay, and we are walking, and this left path is probably going to take us up that way. So do you know what? Let's not go that way right now, because whilst exploring the edge of the dome, very interesting, I want to explore this new room that we find ourselves in first. Because I like to do, for all of the computer science nerds out there, I like to do width first searching rather than depth first searching. Because that just helps me build up my mental map. Let's go this way, because keeping to the right, because this was a right turn, keeping to the right is likely to lead us back to... Oh, there's the seed at the bottom of the tree. Okay, but it doesn't look like there's much to do up here directly. hang on, wait, no. This is where we walked through. So, okay, small room. This would have been easily missable. And a door, which is locked. Now I'm trying to move my mouse whilst doing it, because I don't trust you, game, anymore. I don't trust you. Okay. So that was certainly an easily missable room. Turns out it's... Oh yeah, that's really easily missable, actually, because if you come up these stairs, you can't quite see that room from this direction. You have to go around this pillar this way to really see it. So yeah, okay. Got to remember that room is there. That's really curious. It's a really curious area, right? Because it seems like there's nothing in here. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, there's two sets of stairs on the right. Okay, right. I've got my bearings now, Something about this architecture is really throwing me off. It might also just be because I'm really tired as well. So, yeah. Last night was not a very sleepy baby night. Last night was more of a I'm going to wake up at 3 AM kind of night. So, just the realities of having a baby, really. But, she seems in a good mood this morning. These purple petals... Oh, are from these banners, aren't they? These scales. Okay. Right, let's go up this... so I'm fairly convinced... Well, there doesn't seem to be anything obvious in the area, except for that hidden door. Wow, that is a big monster, isn't it? Hey, Emon, economist, now following. Welcome. Hope you're having a great Sunday. That is not a monster that you want to see coming at you at full speed on a Saturday night. Or it's just a whale, in fact, because look at those feet. They look more like flippers, don't they? So maybe it's a whale that's somehow got itself beached in just the wrong place and then teleported away against its will. Vestigial feet could well be. I mean, whales. I think their feet are flippers, right? Or, well, actually, do whales even have flippers? Flippers are more like turtles, aren't they? I don't know. Oh! That's the edge. Okay, that's the edge of the dome right there. Didn't even see it. It snuck up on me. I was checking to see if there was a stair down there. But okay, we're at the edge of the dome. So that's good to know. So where are we on the dome? So we'll have come out this way. Raw McRip Helmet, first time in the chat. Whales belong to a family of creatures that returned to the sea from land. Excellent. We're doing whale facts. I love it. I love it. Yeah, they're mammals, right? So that kind of makes sense. Because mammals, I believe, came about just after the turn of the just after the time of the dinosaurs, if I recall. I believe there were mammals during the dinosaur period, but they were very small. I don't know. My biology understanding is sketchy, let's say. So we've probably come through this path here. So we'll have an explore of this area. Small mammals during the dinosaur period. We rose to prominence sometime after that. Yes. On the topic of tangential topic of whales, have you guys ever seen The Whale? The Darren Aronofsky movie with Brendan Fraser came out a couple of years ago. It's now on Amazon Prime for streaming. Oh, it's pretty good. Brendan Fraser is doing so much acting in that movie. I saw it this week and genuinely, it made me. It gave me the big feelings. It really did. You want to, because of Sadie Sink and Brendan Fraser and hearing awesome things about it. Like, it makes you feel the big feelings, definitely. Like, watch it in a safe space. That is my recommendation. Like, maybe it just hits me different nowadays because I actually have a daughter now, and it's sad. Okay, so we have got a teleport here, so that's great. We will width first search though. We're not going to activate it straight away. We'll come back to it. You'll need to wait for it to be available on another service. Yeah, fair enough. Like, I wouldn't recommend it so highly that I'd be like, go and buy it on DVD. You've got to see it. It's so great. Like, it's good. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. But I wouldn't necessarily go and seek it out specifically. Okay, so we've got stairs upwards or stairs downwards. Which ones do we want to do first? Let's try stairs upwards first. But Darren Aronofsky, big fan of his movies. I was really pleased to see The Whale. I think my favourite one of his still remains Requiem for a Dream, but Black Swan is, of course, just an amazing film. A little pile of rocks here. Is that a sign? Kaptar is such like a hostile looking place, isn't it? Such a hostile looking environment. Okay, we've got another machine here. Oh hey, it's another lift. So this is going to be a lift which takes us to this is this lift here. You can see the line that's come off here. So this is going to take us to here. So it will remove the anchor from the bottom of that area, but I'm not sure what that would give us particularly. So again, we will come back to that because that's going to take us back to an area we've already been before, as well as bringing the anchor back this way on the contra motion. So, thinking about whales and how whales return to the sea, I presume aquatic reptiles, similar story. Because reptiles presumably also evolved on land? So like sea turtles, well, sea turtles don't even breathe underwater, do they? So, presumably, they went back to the sea afterwards as well. Okay, we're going down. We have subtly made this an educational stream, so you know that's just the way things are now. Okay, so we've got a cable car, and we have 2 teleporting spheres. Let's take the lower one first and see where it's going to take us. I don't particularly recognise these rocks, but I presume it's going to take us back to Hunrath. Unless we're going to start getting into like a 4 corners cabbage chicken fox kind of scenario of rotating spheres across all 3 worlds. At the moment, I believe that spheres are in pairs rather than rotating around. Love a bit of edutainment. Yeah. In fairness, the Monday evening streams... This is somewhere totally new. We've not been here before. No! No, this is... Wait, is this the secret tunnel bit under Farley's? Do you know what it is? This is the secret tunnel behind Farley's. So this is where the archive is. This is where they... This is where, when preparing for the attack, everyone in town took all of the items that needed preservation. That is the thingamawhat's-it device, isn't it? Ah, I can't remember what the name of it is. This is the I don't know what this is doing in Hunrath. This is presumably just an Easter egg, but there was a device that was found in a Greek shipwreck, and it's got cogs and gears and is widely believed to be one of the earliest forms of mechanical computation that we have that still exists, or that has been preserved anyway. Can't remember the name of it. It's called the something or other device. A lot of Kickstarter backer items here. Yes, I've heard about these. In fact, I think you might have told me about these in a previous episode, Raw McRip Helmet. There are a bunch of items apparently in this game which are Kickstarter backer items that actually don't have anything to do with the lore and don't have anything to do with the puzzles. But coming to the game, well, 7 years later, you would absolutely not know that. So in a way, it kind of makes the game harder as time goes on, right? Because so far I've not actually found a use for any particular item that we pick up and rotate around. But given the hints that we had in the YouTube comment section last time out, I'm presuming that's going to change. So... a book? Mist? What? That's... So, wait a minute. This doesn't work. So, Mist exists in the Obduction universe? Adventures in the Ages of Mist and Beyond. Oh, blimey. So, wait a minute. So, Cyan Worlds exists in the Obduction universe. That's pretty hilarious. A touch self-indulgent. Okay, we've got the Ark of the Covenant back here. This isn't even an item that you can pick up, but okay. This is just mad, this area. Right, Arai Larval Notes by CF. So that's Farley. Emon Economist said, I recently bought this game but haven't started playing it yet. This game is really good. This game is really good. Weirdly enough, I think on Steam it's rated as like positive rather than mostly positive or overwhelmingly positive, which like isn't usually super great, but I think this kind of puzzle game generally tends to get a little bit... It's harder, I think, for this kind of puzzle game to receive really, really good reviews because it's hard and it takes a long time and there's a lot of wandering around without making any progress. So it appeals to a very particular demographic of people, I think. It's certainly not a game that I would recommend to most of my friends, for example, because like, yeah, you got to definitely go into it with the right mindset. Okay, so takes 3 to 5 days for a single RI larvae to change colours after being moved to a new surface. Pulsing stops immediately upon removal from Kaptar. Cloning has been extremely easy, like potatoes. Organics. Plant fibre is yellow, bone is light yellow, encrustment is green. Metals. Gold, pink, copper, red, titanium orange, silver, red, aluminium, red, orange. Mofang tech is magenta, Villein extrusions are white. Teal blue, light blue, deep purple, very light blue, always purple. Curious about the effect of combining various base surface. Still a bit odd experimenting with the life forms. The light they emit is handy given our limited supply of diesel fuel. Okay, cool. I'm sure that, I'm sure that none of these aliens are going to object to you experimenting with them. That seems like a really, really dodgy thing to do, but okay. This isn't really the revelatory archive that I was somewhat hoping it to be. I was hoping it would contain more of this kind of thing, actually. This is sort of what we were hoping for. Right, so this is 15997, which is quite a bit earlier than the attack. Yeah, the attack is coming a bit later. So, let's have a little read. The Villein. I can't find the words. It's such a foreign life cycle, or perhaps not. They launch themselves across the expanse of space, preserved for eons until at last their technological arcs can hone in and carry them to a new home. They have no connection with their predecessors, but in spite of this, perhaps because of this, they have amazing recollections of their history. Their stories are epic, reaching back through the eons. Unlike many of us who were abducted, they were abducted as a whole. Their scoop moved an entire facility that was about to be annihilated. I have come to believe that they, perhaps more than any of us, have a deeper understanding of whatever this strange system is that we find ourselves in. Now, the date system is number of days, so this is nearly a year later. And AH, that is presumably one of the Hunraths writing this. I would need to double check. I would need to double check where this fits into the history of this place. So, 15997 is during Benjamin Sims. Joseph Peter Janssen, the attack happens in somewhere around 17... It's something like 6 months or something. It's something like 17112 or something like that. So this is around about 1,000 days. So this is 3 years before the attack. This account starts. Okay, 16333. So it's about a year later. Need to write this down. We buried J. Yuan today. This place never really agreed with her, kept to herself mostly depressed and downcast. Anyway, I digress. I stayed after a brief words were spoken. I was the last to leave. I wandered to the dome, as I often do, and looked out at the undulating Saurian wilderness behind the cell wall. Movement caught my eye. Now, on very rare occasions, we've seen Mofang scrambling about in the distance, but there have been fewer and fewer sightings over the years. But before me was a tall, haggard Mofang, running desperately, almost directly towards me from one of the distant structures. It, I still can't tell the gender, got closer and closer. I thought it would see me and stop or turn around or be curious about the strange dome and our world inside it, but continued running quickly, almost directly to my position. Frozen in place with curiosity until my reflexes took over at the last moment and I leapt out of the way. But rather than hit the dome and fall backward or come through into Hunrath, the dome flashed its familiar tone and the Mofang vanished. Stunned for a bit, but I retrieved my wits and stepped into the dome, myself, to quickly get to the other side. After getting through, I immediately turned around and saw the Mofang outside on the other side of the dome, still running away from whatever it feared, but as if it had no sense of passing around the dome. As surprising as the event was, it did serve to settle a few things in my mind. I always wondered how no one on Earth noticed what had replaced this chunk of Arizona we have here. So when you're outside these domes, you can't see the dome, and if you run into the dome, you're teleported to the opposite side of the dome. Yeah, must be, because he was on one side of the boundary and the Mofang was on the other side of the boundary. He then went through the dome, meaning that he would teleport to the opposite side and he could still see the Mofang. So the Mofang is teleported straight from one side to the other. Which would just about work, actually, geometrically, right? Because the dome, if you were to shrink it down and down and down and down, passing directly through to the opposite side of it, you could actually have that work geometrically, right? And the person on the other side just wouldn't even know a dome was there. Okay, so 16772, so it's about a year again. So I've got to vent. Again, there are those who would argue with me. Over and over I demonstrate that in almost every case, whatever the process was that brought us here, it occurred at a pivotal moment. They tell us their stories and they still can't admit that the abduction actually saved each of us. What is it in human nature that grasps so strongly to the past that we blame our saviours from stealing from us? Just one more vent before bed. If each of us was individually saved from something, then maybe all of us were corporately saved from something larger. The arrivals come from various places and times. Sarah got here almost 15 years ago from the year 2055, and Viziel got here 2.5 years ago from 1942. What does that mean? Time here is shuffled and chaotic compared to Earth. What state is Earth in right now? When is Earth right now? It's 3:15 and I feel compelled to journal this craziness after spending most of yesterday meditating with the RI and then most of the evening discussing the nature of these worlds with CW. I had just a sip of infamous Hunrath hooch and collapsed into my chair. Well, I awoke from a dream. I'm not one who puts a lot of credibility in dreams, but maybe the RI were able to move something with me to understand, or possibly because of the intense discussion, my subconscious mind was triggered to be able to sort out some logical connections. So here's the dream. He was tending a garden. It wasn't for food or flowers, it was just about the health of the garden. Kept working and working to control it and contain it and make it healthier, but the garden seemed to fight me at every turn. And after what seemed like days of work, I finally gave up in frustration. As I stood there, doing nothing, the garden flourished before my eyes, growing and spreading in every direction. Okay, so he's learning that the garden doesn't need tending. The more they are scattered, the higher their odds of surviving. And now that I contemplate, I realise that even the individual plants and seeds may not appreciate the benefit of what's happening. So what if all of this is a natural process? There are signs of something behind it all, but well-hidden signs. The cell, the tree, the water, the seeds, the hub, the health, the abductions. The plan doesn't take me into account. Tomorrow I will talk with CW. He could be swayed from his battery plan. So the battery plan, I believe, is to do with bringing down or sending excess power into the dome, something like that. This is 17145, so this is pretty much like on the day of the attack, or very close to. Ooh, it's us or them. Some of us have gotten together and decided that we're the better choice to survive if the others have unilaterally decided that we won't survive. Wow, okay. Well, so whose journal is this? Whose journal is this? I said AH is one of the Hunraths, but no, this is just a year. AH is after Hunrath, after Hunrath became mayor. But it's slightly unclear whose journal this actually is. Okay. Oh, CF. That'd be Caroline Farley, then. Interesting, interesting. Okay, right, we're going to take the teleporter back. And we're going to take the other teleport seed and see where that one takes us. Okay, here we are. So that's the one down the stairs. Yeah, should we mark that on the map? Not sure we need to, actually. But yeah, so the other teleporter then. So up there is the cable car. It's weird, because you'd think that that sphere would slide out of there, right? So maybe there's something that actually keeps the spheres locked into position. Not sure. This device looks a little bit different from the other ones, doesn't it? So I wonder if the Villein, the Mofang, I wonder if they came up with different solutions to activate the same spheres. That surrounding as well doesn't look like Hunrath. And indeed, this is not Hunrath. This is somewhere new. Whoa! Oh, hello. You've heard very good things. Yeah, absolutely. I would give it a go. I would give it a go. It's a good game. It's a very good puzzle game. This is like right. So that door is what needs to open, presumably. Is this going to control that door? Hello. Okay. 1. This warrants a little bit of investigation. So we move that one up there. That's going to create the metal frame. The 2 at the top will produce the metal frame and the blue thing. That's the grey thing. If you just press the button with nothing on, fine. Does it always do the metal first, the blue next, the grey after that? Yeah, pretty much, right? Is that the door? Oh, there's another Mofang device on this dome here. Clearly the eye line, right, drawn there is intentional. Oh, and another map. Lovely. Is that the location of the previous sphere that we already had access to from the top of Hunrath? Let's go have a look. Worth a punt, for sure. We could... maybe the fastest way is actually to take the sphere... take the sphere back to Farley's house. Yeah, I think that's going to be the fastest route back. Nope. Went the wrong way. Went the wrong way. It's down a set of steps, isn't it? Down this set of steps? And then down this set of steps. Yeah, like this device here looks much more like a Hunrath created device than the other device, which looks a lot more alien. Now, the other device that we were just touching goes from the Villein homeworld to Kaptar, which is the Arai homeworld. So that means it's either an Arai device or a Villein device, right? So the fastest way here is to get back through this door, and we should be able to go through the barrier up here to then get on... hang on, wait, exactly where am I trying to go? I'm trying to get to here. Yes, this is where I'm trying to get to. Because it's... wait, no, it's this way that I now need to go. So I need to get on top of the wall, but the west side of the wall. So if we now go this way... is the door that was blocking us, was that the door that we've just opened? Unclear. Okay, so where were we? This way, round here. Yes, this is the door. Great.
Don't panic. This is the best way to keep everyone safe. Just stay on this path and cross the first bridge. Then keep going until you get to that sign-in area. You'll get more information after you sign in. Don't panic. This is the best way to keep everyone safe. Just stay on this path and cross the first bridge. Then keep going until you get to that sign-in area. You'll get more information after you sign in.
Okay, cool. Well, let's grab a screenshot of this map here, because these maps are very, very useful. and we will add it to our section of maps.
Keep everyone safe. Just stay on this.
So the Villein definitely technologically advanced, right? So I reckon it's probably, and judging by the sort of look of the metals and stuff, the device is almost certainly, the teleport device is almost certainly a Villein device rather than an Arai device. So where is this going to teleport? Oh, well, this is already in the correct spot, so this is going to swap it to a place that it's not supposed to be. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Okay, so we've got a swap device there. Oh, we can't progress further this way. These roots are in the way. Yeah, those roots are in our way. Okay, well, let's go this way then, if this is the only way we have. Where is this one going to take us now then? Okay, we're back on Hunrath. We are back on Hunrath. That's the bleeder. Oh! Well... Oh, but I tell you what was here, which now isn't here, is now in the other place. A bridge. So, let's go back, and now there should be a bridge there for us. Okay. I tell you what, the Hunrath versions of those devices look so rough in comparison to the Villein ones. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, here's a barrel with a lever that we've slapped onto the side of it. I've got myself all turned around. Okay, here we go. So, we can't go that way just yet. We'll go up here. And it's on here. There's the bridge that we need. Right. A lot of this area looks like you can walk on it, but actually you can't. So I'm going to spend a lot of time just bumping into invisible walls. Oh, that is a path. I thought that wasn't a path, but it actually is. Is that the edge of the dome? It is, right, okay, but we're bumping up to the edge of it. So, where is that on our map? So I was here. Walk, 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 walk. Pretty sure we're taking this path this way. Not 100% sure, actually. Let's leave that up and have a quick look. Okay, so we crossed the bridge here. And then that was the right-hand path. We've got a path to the left and a path forward. It's not super obvious from that map exactly where we are, which obviously is kind of... Oh, we've got another path that way. Okay, well let's stick with the left path now. Music's going. That's always a good sign that we're getting somewhere correct. We've got a big machine. Oh, okay, there we go. You can wiggle the stick around. Oh, it's got a big lag on it, though. Hang on, come back this way. Or maybe it's like a momentum thing. This way, please. It's weird. Where is the beam coming from? It's just coming from, like, somewhere in the sky. Well, I mean, we're going to destroy that Mofang device. Oh, no, okay. Towards us is away from us. But right is actually right. No, that's too far. You gotta be very gentle with the controls on this one. This way. Dun 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 dun. Okay, Mofang device, be ready to feel the wrath of the giant sky laser. There we go. Oh. Hello.
This be unexpected. Good. But happy. Good. Very good time to come here now.
What? Why are you talking like that?
I am not know who you are, but I could use help. Watch.
Yeah, okay, right, you're a projection.
I am trapped. Not can move. These beasts, called villains, they are much danger. Just look around. They live below water. And they are storing us for food. You will see as you go. Come. I cannot be here. Find a way to me. And I can figure this out.
Okay, interesting. So, that's obviously not actually the mayor, Joseph, what's his name? Because he's talking very strangely. The red effect kind of makes a projection. The sound kind of makes it sound a lot like one of the Arai from Kaptar. You know, it kind of sounds like one of those insects. Are the Villein actually the baddies, though? That would seem a little bit on the nose. The Villein being the villains. And I don't know. Not big on trusting people just on their word. Right? That's how you get trapped in a book forever. These two paths both come forward. Okay, now we have opened up the dome. So we can go back up the right-hand path when we're ready to. But let's check the forward path. We have a sphere here. Ooh, and we've got a building, but it's a bridge which we cannot activate. So, let's go through the dome. So yeah, when I was playing through Myst, I had a very big debate as to whether Achenar or Cirrus was telling the truth. And I'm not going to spoil it in case any of you haven't actually played Myst, but well, I was pleased to get the right answer in the end, because for me it wasn't totally obvious. Oh, that's interesting. So we are going to go through... Ah, right, okay, we've come out here then. So we've come out here and we're going out here again. So probably where we've ended up coming out is... here, maybe? Hang on a minute. Where are we? Whoa! This game's not supposed to have jump scares.
Why? Are you waiting for some purpose? I'd prefer you hurry.
Hey, I'm working through at my own pace, mate. I'm working through at my own pace. Right, we've got a bridge control here and a bridge control here. Alright, let's see about working this through. Something like that? Okay, so we've got some metal and we've got some things. Now we obviously spent quite a long time working on the, you know, how do numbers turn into... How do numbers turn into things here? But this is enough to get us across at the moment. Oh, we've got 2 teleporters there. 2 teleporters which look like they'd overlap with each other, actually. Well, we've never come across Venn diagram spheres before. That would be kind of interesting. Nope, that's taken that away. Let's put that one back. Nope, that's taken that other one away again. Oh no, this is not what we want at all. Okay, how do we get that last one in? Nope, not like that. Let's just try one. I didn't mean to do that one there. So that returns number 4. I'm trying to find kind of a combination here which is going to get the first one done. There we go, that's the last one. Great. Okay. So we've got 2 devices which very much appear to overlap with each other. Let's take a pic of this and see if that will create me a bridge the other direction as well. Doom doo 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 doo. And then here and here. Go. Yeah, there we go. So this is back where we were before. So that's fine. And here, well... So looking at our map then... Like, where have we come out? I think we're in here, right? If these blue parts are bridges, I'm not sure. Okay, which one do we take? The one that's in the middle or the one that's on the edge? Let's take the edge one first. See where we go. I think what we'll do is we'll do a teleport and a teleport back on both of them and see what is in that overlapping intersection in each of the environments. Okay, well this hasn't actually taken anything out of this, right? This is the scrapyard, so here's tiny train. Can come this way. Wait a minute, I've never been up here. Oh. Have I missed that ramp before? We've been up and down that loads of times. Okay. Let's have a look at this little book. If it's just lore, we might skim it, but okay, inventory checklist. I don't know if there's anything on here that particularly jumps out. Okay. But yes. So tiny train can get close here, but otherwise we're just sort of teleporting back and forth. Unless there's something holy in that circle, which I've forgotten about, which there might be. But we can always go back to Hunrath and have a look. Because we know how to get there, no problem. Oh, this is going to teleport this device in its entirety. I thought this was going to be this smaller circle here, not the whole dome. Well, now we have to make a choice as to whether we want this device to teleport with us or not. Because what we might want to do is teleport the dome away, but actually have that device on Hunrath so that we can then teleport that device back here on whatever the dome replaces. Well, let's see where we end up. Okay, we're on Hunrath. Well, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same place. So all that's been teleported away is a bit of that scrapyard. Alright, well let's take this one back then. Very odd. I'm not really sure what to make of that. I was expecting the two devices to take us to different locations, to be honest. But yeah, okay. Well, here's the scrapyard. Oh, that just calls the elevator. Fine. Okay, two paths. If the Villein live underwater, why is all their stuff not underwater? There's something about what that recording was telling us that just doesn't quite add up in my mind. Wow, okay, we've got 3 devices to look at now. Yep, gamer's like, okay, you understand how these devices work now. Bam! Start combining them together. Okay, so presumably, this one again is going to take the whole room. Yeah, so this one's going to take the whole room. This one's only going to take this circle, presumably, and this one, well, this is literally just part of Hunrath, so taking this one with us is kind of like, alright. Let's start with this small one, and we'll see where this one takes us. Okay, so we are in Hunrath for sure. But where are we? So we have devices on both ends of each of these things. I'm not sure that that will create a bridge without a suitable set of emitters next to it, but we'll try and use the same code as before. Oh, blimey, okay. Well, it's giving it a go, but clearly it can't quite do it. Weird though, right? Okay, let's try and take this whole thing. Hang on, this doesn't have a handle. Has the handle come off? Oh yeah, look, there's a hole on the side of it. So this one's inoperable. Oh no, wait, no, there's a handle right here. So let's just take this whole thing back with us. So if we try and use the same code now again here... Is that going to give us a bridge? Oh no, shoot, it's not going to give us the full bridge this time. It's still only going to give us 4 out of the 5. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Okay. So, I guess we are back to sort of tinkering with this thing. So we've definitely got... Well, that looks like the Mofang device. There's a sphere up there, which may or may not be able to be brought down. Somewhat unclear. Oh! It rotates? What? Much more efficiently than our sphere rotates, has to be said. Well, okay, in that case then, we don't want to have all of this Hunrath rock in the way for when we rotate it, right? We want to have the... We want to have, like, the nice empty Villein room when we rotate it. So let's go back and we'll take the Villein device, the number pad, back with us on the return teleport, and then we can start fiddling around with rotation. It's a neat game mechanic. I like it. It definitely makes you have to think very carefully about your spatial reasoning. So this is actually very close. Oh, wait a minute, hang on. Well, if this rotates, is this actually going to... Yes, yeah, okay. So you don't actually rotate the whole room here, so that's fine. So if I now take this whole thing back to Hunrath, do I have a different path I can now make? Does this give me a full bridge this time? No, it's still missing. It's only giving me 4 out of the 5 now, whereas previously it gave me all 5. Oh wait, shoot! No, I've missed that part of it. There's all 5. Right. Okay, right. We've still got plenty to look at then. So we can activate this item here, which presumably is also going to take us to Hunrath. If I rotate this round, can I activate the bridge going the other direction as well then? Because that was the way I sort of wanted to look at first. And what does this other button do? Does that just change the direction of rotation? But it's a 180 degree rotation, so like, who cares? Critically though, when you rotate these around 180 degrees, you're going to take the other sphere from the other location back with you. So I don't think there's much to this device, right? I don't think there's much necessary to be done here. Oh, that's just the lift which takes us up and down there. So I don't think there's much to look at here. We've already destroyed it. So if we rotate this round and then teleport this one, we'll be swapping it with another piece of Villein. Interesting. Let's have a look at where this takes us for now, first. Presumably Hunrath, presumably other side of one of those bridges again. You never know, it might literally just take us somewhere else. Yeah, okay, we're in Hunrath, so there's a bridge which isn't available to us. That's a door which is locked. These doors... Yeah, so we need a bridge. We need the bridge to be created. The pickaxe just randomly up in the wall over there. Yeah, like you can. This door opens from the other side. You can literally see the piece of wood that needs moving. So fine, we teleport this back. Swap the things, put a bridge out, swap them back, rotate it, teleport it again, put another bridge out. That'll get us a bridge for the whole thing. And for some reason, we need this pod to be the one that takes us back to Hunrath, presumably. The control doesn't appear to need to stay there because we can rotate it round, and we've got two bridges already on the Villein home world. And this bridge is still up. So there we go. So that's fine. Here's a note. Hello, Oleg. Gauntlet area is complex. It was meant to be. The Villein intended it to provide friction. The idea is to slow down any mass movement within the world, now that we have begun to have suspicions. Interesting. You'll notice that they have reformed and extruded entire areas to confuse and slow down any mass attack. Your task will be to reset all the locks in the gauntlet before being podded. Farley, please keep this to yourself. I used a shade of blue ink that is not easily visible to the Mofang. Interesting. And there is some clue at the bottom here. We'll take a picture of that for our records. So the residents of Hunrath were very much in league with the Villein, right? They were working with the Villein. It appears they weren't very trusting of the Mofang. Okay, so we need to move this around, but that's where we will come back out, so... Yeah, it's odd. How do you get these other paths, then? So we'll teleport ourselves back, rotate around, get the other bridge built. And then that should get us both bridges. Where we go from there is going to be a little bit of a question. But it's also going to be a question for another time once we rotate this round and build the bridges, because we are out of time for today. Thank you very much for coming along and watching this latest episode of Obduction. Absolutely loving it. We've found a third world to explore. We've taken out another Mofang device. We've got ourselves teleporting around. We've worked out what was going wrong with creating our bridges. So yeah, more to explore next time. Thank you very much, Raw McRip Helmet, for coming along in the chat today. We're going to go and see who's online to go and raid, but if you're watching on YouTube in the future, hit the like button. Probably worth a subscribe by now, right? If you're this deep into episode 6 of Obduction, it's got to be worth a subscribe by now, surely. At least then you'll also get notified when we start playing Riven as well. So if you're on YouTube in the future, I'm going to say goodbye right now. Have a great week. Cheerio. As for us on Twitch today, we are going to now have a look and see who is online and who's going to get a raid from us. So let's have a quick sneaky look. Cozy as